Welcome to Mommy Issues, a podcast where an ex-reality TV star mom
and her reality TV loving daughter
bridge the gap between their generations through celeb news, all things Bravo,
and their own personal mommy issues.
You did your hair.
I cut my hair, yeah.
Oh, you cut it?
Yeah, look how short it is.
It looks so good. That is a great length on you.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Does the quality of my Zoom look better?
Yeah.
One of my highlights. I'll get into it, but hello everybody. Welcome. We are not in person this time. I know, major bummer. We also have no guest today. Another major bummer. Where is it? I don't know. I don't think it is. I think it's listen, this show is good with just us. There, I said it. I said it.
It is. And the truth is that not everybody can pull that off.
Not everybody can pull that off. I will say that.
Yeah.
So point your mic to the ceiling. This is what
that's right.
Yeah. What I learned is that it's all here. It's not at the tip, it's around. So let that sink in.
Okay.
Okay, let's get into highlights and lowlights. Why don't you go first?
Highlights this week. We went to Charlotte. We spent time, the four of us together.
The four of us being
the TPs. Are we ever going to tell people that it's a little cringy? It's been many years, so and we just kept going with it. But anyway, the four of us, me, you, Gati, and Lola.
Yeah.
And I, of course, was in heaven. And so that's my biggest highlight. Also, our newest venture together, which is the new podcast we're doing with Caroline Manzo. Me and Caroline and Beba is producing along with Ann Roberts, who's
yes, ma'am.
Yeah, like we just are super excited about it. So that's launching soon as well. So yeah, lots of
exciting stuff
happening. Yeah, and I feel grateful for. Oops, sorry, hold on. This is too high. Okay, now I feel better. Grateful for everything that's happening. And Lola said that Lola left.
I like that you corrected it, that I wasn't
that Lola left, that you and Lola left, but
mostly Lola.
Walking away from, as you walked away from me, going through security, and Lola looked at me like, what do you mean you're not going to be part of my life every day? Every day when I wake up, you're going to be the first face I see after my mother. It was really
it's hard, man. Yeah. Goodbye to you.
Stop.
Okay. Well, Charlotte was really fun. Also, I was thinking about we haven't just you, me, Kathy, and Lola, the girls hung out like that just alone, because even though Monty was there, he was so busy with stuff that it really was just the four of us.
And I think he wanted us to have that time too, which I think was nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was great. It was great. We really did stupid nothing.
We did nothing.
Yeah, we did nothing. We went to parks. We went to a dinner. We had fun.
Gati discovered Bad Bunny.
Oh yeah.
Gati discovered Bad Bunny.
Well, we helped her discover Bad Bunny, but now she's more obsessed.
You didn't know about it either. Huh? Did we talk about that last week on the podcast?
Yeah, we did. We talked about it. I think we did.
Yeah. So my mom had discovered Bad Bunny just by watching music videos and being like, oh, no.
I mean, it's not that I discovered him. I have heard of him before. It's just that
what it was a carpool karaoke. That's what hooked you.
Carpool karaoke. I made Ken watch it, and I'm like, do you love him now too? And he's like, I don't understand a word he's saying, but yeah, he seems nice. I'm like, just say you love him, because we love him.
Great. But Charlotte was fun. I had something happened to me on that trip where I forgot how to sleep. I didn't know how to do it. And the last day that we were there, I was so exhausted going to bed. And then I got into bed and I was like, I can't sleep. And at 2 a.m, Lola woke up, and then she didn't go back down to 4. And then at 4 a.m, I chugged her infant Benadryl so that I can go to sleep. And then I finally did. And then I was a walking zombie.
You were.
And also never felt that way before.
And also you have a lot of anxiety about traveling. Mm-hmm. So I think that contributed to it, but
I do.
It worked out great. She was great on the flight.
She was great on the flight.
You were racially profiled at the Charlotte airport
Wait,
for the second time.
No, this is insane.
It really upsets me, actually.
I always leave Charlotte with a bad taste in my mouth because of my airport experience. The first time I went to Charlotte was for, very sad circumstances. And I was pregnant. They tried to push me to go into like the radiation scanner. And I was like, absolutely not. I'm going through this. And they were like, well, you were flagged, whatever. So we have to do a full pat down if you don't want to go through it. And I was like, fine, let's do the pat down. And while that they patted me down, can you imagine just being like 6 months pregnant, being pat down, boobs, groin, in front of everyone? I just started
hysterical.
crying. I was hysterically crying. It was just such a bad experience. It was a culmination of a lot of things, but that was just like, oof. And then this time around with Lola, again, they were like, you were flagged. They opened everything in my bag. The milk that I had, they had to test. The water that I had for Lola, they had to test. The puree pouch, they opened it. They had to test it. I was like, it's sealed. What do you mean you have to test it? They tested my hands. They put my shoes through the thing. They had to pat me down in front of everybody again. And I was like, guys, there's no way that I'm like the only different person that you've seen in this airport. That's crazy.
I don't even understand what's so different about you.
Well,
I have to tell you that that I don't know if I can say this, but you flew Spirit, which was a mistake, but it happened because you had already booked your flight here and then from here back to Miami. And then we decided, hey, we should go to Charlotte when we knew that Gati couldn't come. And then you had to book something that made sense for your timing. And that's what was available. You were treated poorly by a Black woman on Spirit too.
Yeah, she was really, really rude to us.
So this is what I'm saying. It's not like white people were treating you poorly in Charlotte. Everyone.
But to be fair, can you imagine working for Spirit Airlines? You see the worst in humanity.
I understand, but you know what? Lola is like this super social person. The kid has never met a stranger.
Yeah.
She smiles at everyone.
She does.
And she was so sweet and so whatever. And she was like nice to Lola, but rude to you. So if she was in a bad mood with Spirit, then she wouldn't have been so nice to Lola. So I have no idea why charlatans. We'll call them charlatans. No, whatever. People from Charlotte. Right. People who work at the airport in Charlotte don't like you, and
they really don't.
As far as to me, that just means they have terrible taste.
And let me tell you something. I'm so nice for everything that
you are. Very nice.
I'm just like, okay, sure, okay.
You are very nice.
I think the assumption is when you see somebody like me, you think I'm going to be a bitch. I have I don't know. I think I present bitch, but then I open my mouth and they're like, oh, she's nice. I'm really nice.
And when we went to Charlotte from Miami, which is a short flight, and we were on the upgrade list, didn't get upgraded, but we were first row in bulkhead. Lola she really wasn't bad or anything like that. At one point, once or twice she cried a little bit. There was a woman who was in first class who I guess, I was in her line of vision, and she would just look back at me every time that Lola would make a noise. And I was looking at her like, what would you like me to do?
Yeah,
kill her, put a bag over her head. Even if you, this is the thing that you and I are different. I can be confrontational about things that I find unjust and whatever, especially when it is directed at someone that I care about. If it's at me, I'll let it go. If it's at somebody I care about, I want them dead.
Yeah.
And so I was looking at her going, even if you don't have children, just so you know, you were once a baby. And I'm pretty sure you cried.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And if you didn't, tell us the secret, but I'm pretty sure you cried. And I don't know what they did to you, but we're not going to do that to Lola.
It's the idea of like people looking, and it's like all you're doing.
Every time she'll go, and I'm like, all you're doing is making the parent feel bad. Like, don't you? She didn't make me feel bad. I just thought, I'm
mean,
sorry that you were hatched and never cried.
It just makes people feel worse. Like, it's already a hard situation. Yeah. There's nothing that can be done. So
now I realize that I have more low light. It wasn't a low light. It was just like
airports are the
I have
worst.
been disappointed this week a little bit in humanity, and it happens every once in a while. I just want you to know that I still believe in people despite the evidence that I
That
should
says otherwise.
heed a warning, but I'm not going to because whatever. So
Well,
anyway, what else is
well,
so
I have highlights and lowlights that I gotta go through.
oh, I'm
honey.
sorry. Did I just
Girl,
hijack the entire show?
you hijacked the highlights and lowlights.
Okay. Sorry.
Speaking in riddles. Okay. My highlight was the trip. It was a great trip. It was like smooth as it can be with a 1-year-old. You know, the flying was okay despite my anxiety with it. Her sleeping schedule was fine. It wasn't perfect, but it kind of taught me to let go and let God a little bit, which I think was important. The trip
And
was
remember,
great.
you also thought that we needed to have rules or something. Remember,
Rules.
like we talked about it. We said, we haven't been
No,
alone in a
not
long time.
rules, boundaries.
Right. But we didn't need to have a conversation about it.
No, I think it's just it's important to just acknowledge like, hey, this has not happened in a really long time. Let's
Right,
just
I
like,
know,
be
but I'm
mindful.
saying,
Not a huge conversation, just being like, let's be aware of it. That's
oh,
all.
I know, but I'm saying like we thought that we needed to have a conversation and we didn't have to, and it really went super smoothly.
It went great. I'm proud of us. High five. Okay, so my highlight was a trip, but also I have another highlight. My mom got me a new laptop. Guys, let me tell you something. This has been a long time coming. My laptop was from 2017, which is not even that old. And the issue was it had very little memory. So just to give you context for the podcast that I would download an hour episode, I'd have to cut it, whatever. I would have to delete the file completely in order to like download the promo for the episode. It's just been a mess. It would also take hours to download from my computer. And I realized when I was at my mom's house, we did the podcast at her house and I edited it on her computer. It took no time at all to like
that didn't make sense to me.
I was like, oh my God, my life could be so much easier. Plus, we're, starting this other podcast that I'm producing. I need a lot of, bandwidth, storage, blah, blah, blah. So I got a new computer yesterday and I'm very excited about it.
Good.
So that's highlights. My low light is not a low light. It's just something that that I recognized on the trip about myself. And I think it's like a low light, but it's also a highlight in that I was aware of it and whatever. But I think a lot of times in therapy before like a trip to Miami for like Christmas or the holidays, whatever, I think a lot of people will probably relate to this, but there is a thing that happens with kids or adults who are going back to their home, their childhood home with their family. You fall into family dynamics that used to be from your childhood. And I was noticing myself saying no to a lot of things because growing up, I wanted to differentiate myself so badly from you and Gati. I wanted to be like, I'm different. And so anything that you would suggest on this trip, you'd be like, oh, do you want to try this? And immediately I'd go, no. And then I'd be like, oh, wait, yes. And then I would try it or whatever it was.
I noticed it.
And then I was like, oh, okay. I like that. That's okay to like that,
You did succumb to things that you wouldn't have ordinarily. And you realized that in doing so, you didn't lose yourself.
Right.
Because you don't. And it's okay to do that.
I think it's just really easy to fall back into the dynamics of your childhood and being like, yeah, this is just normal, but it doesn't fit anymore, So
it doesn't.
It feels
and it's like
wrong.
One thing that you didn't like, let's be honest, you weren't thrilled about doing the baby photo shoot, right?
I was not.
You were not. And then, but then, some people told you like, just don't do it. Just don't do it, whatever. And you're like, no, I'm going to do it. And it was like surprising to me. But I was like, I'm glad that you made that decision. And now the pictures are so beautiful, right? And it's such a Cuban baby thing. I get it. But aren't you glad you have them? You know what I mean?
I'm so happy.
And
it was so fun for her too.
And you still had fun. You had fun for her. You had fun with your great grandmother. The whole thing was fun. You left her with a great memory, something she really wanted to do. I like all that. And I like, there was stuff on this trip that I suggested about Lola that you were like, okay, let's try that. You know what I mean? I was with Lola 24/7 too. And so I kind of got a rhythm of what she needed, but I also wanted to give you a break too. I wanted you to get together with your friends. I wanted people to come over. I wanted to have an open door policy. Your dad came pretty much every day.
Yeah.
I wanted that, I wanted everyone to be able to enjoy her. And I think that the way that you handled it made it all very seamless and easy, and everybody really got to enjoy both you and Lola.
Yeah, I think so too. So it's a low light just in that, like, it's not a low light because it's good. I'm self-aware. And I think in the moment I was like practicing, like fighting against something that just felt like the default. So it was good.
It was good. Yeah. I think it was great.
Okay. Wow. What we should let's get into some gossip.
Yeah.
Get into gossip.
You go. I mean, you lead the way.
Okay.
Unless you want to talk about something, if you want to talk about we're doing gossip before anything Bravo, right?
Yeah, we do gossip first and then Bravo.
That's the format.
That's a format. Welcome to the show. Okay. So there were reports last week. I don't know if you saw this, but like every day it was like Justin Bieber parting ways with Scooter Braun, Ariana Grande parting ways with Scooter Braun, Demi Lovato parting ways with Scooter Braun, Idina Menzel. It was like one after the other, and every news outlet was reporting this, like Scooter's about to get canceled, this and that.
I've been meaning to ask you, who the fuck is Scooter Braun?
Really?
Really?
Scooter Braun is like, he discovered Justin Bieber. He's a manager.
Oh, he's a manager. Okay. So he manages all these people?
He manages these like huge people. And like these reports were saying blah, 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 blah. They're being dropped one by one.
Right.
Apparently this man is stepping into his new role as CEO. So he's not doing one-on-one management. But I was like, these shady people, like these.
Wait, hold on. I don't know why your sister's calling, and I don't know.
How dare she? Kathy.
We're doing the podcast, Kathy.
We're doing the podcast, Kathy.
I'll call you back. I think I have to put my phone on No, it's on. Because she gets through.
Oh, she's got privileges.
So do you.
Oh, okay. I was like, do I?
Yeah. You do.
Anyways, it's not really news at this point anymore because the whole thing is he's just like stepping into his role as CEO. He's not going to be canceled. And I also when all this stuff was happening before he announced he's stepping into his new role as CEO, I was like, can we not cancel Scooter Braun? Like Taylor Swift tried to cancel him because obviously he bought all her music.
Oh, he bought all her music?
Yeah, that's why she's re-recording all of her albums one by one.
And can she do that if he owns the music?
Yeah, she's re-recording it and she's calling it like her album 1989, Taylor's version. So people who are huge Taylor Swift fans
won't buy his
streaming and right.
Wow. What did he pay for his? Did he buy it after the fact?
Million or something, or maybe more. I just made up that number, but
wow.
She was like, I want to own my own music. She fought tooth and nail, and he like bought it, which by the way, totally legally bought it, not a big deal.
So then see, that's like her reneging, and I don't like that. This is what I'm telling, like we were talking about earlier. I don't renege. It would have to be something very big.
Yeah. Well, isn't that big to own she wants to own all her music, and she's like,
so she reneged, but
me.
Because she didn't want it purchased. I thought if you own your music, you don't have to sell it.
I don't know the details of it, but she had signed with a company when she first started or something, and then it got sold to Scooter Braun.
Okay, well, she had a bad lawyer. Sorry.
Totally, but it's like it's kind of the nature of like starting this business and not knowing anything and signing the wrong deal and blah blah blah.
Okay, but that's not his fault. He bought it fair.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think it's like fine, make your Taylor's versions of your songs, but like don't cancel Scooter Braun for doing
that's not fair
for business. Like that's
not fair.
Baby.
You made a bad decision. You had bad representation. You are unsophisticated in these dealings. I understand that happens. Your earning potential is limitless. You're a queen of the world.
No, for real, she's queen of the world.
Be fair.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's
all that being said, still a Swiftie. Love Taylor Swift. But yeah, I didn't love everybody trying to come for Scooter Braun. And then with this too, I was like, guys, leave the man alone. Leave the man alone. He's not a bad guy. He actually is not.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, not that I know him, but now that you told me this,
we all know him. We all love him. Miley Cyrus and Selena Gomez just dropped a new song this week on Friday. Have you heard it?
It had Lola shook, apparently.
It had Lola shook. Miley Cyrus' song Used to Be Young, very deep. And she was just like, I'm not kidding. She was sitting in
a corner.
No, but like almost
super emo.
And I was like, whoa, what's going on here?
She
She used to be
you're
young, now
very
she's one.
musical. Like you're very like you need music and you
I
whatever.
do constantly.
I'm not like I can be in a quiet house. I can be in a quiet car. I can be
Yeah.
like I don't need music. You
Oh, I
need music. And
do.
she's like you. Yeah.
I do. I do. Anyways, Miley dropped a new song called Used to Be Young, which I like. I don't love. And
I'm
then,
gonna listen to it because I used to be young.
yeah. And Selena Gomez dropped a new single called Single Soon. And I don't know. I'm curious what people think about this. Like, first of all, Selena Gomez is in her like happy again phase, and I'm happy about that because she's been
We're
in like
happy that she's happy.
we're happy that she's happy. She's been in a very up and down. Like sometimes she's on Instagram and then like, whoop, she's got to take it away because she's going crazy again. And it's like
But
Justin Bieber
that's not
shit.
nice. That's not nice because
No,
going crazy again is a thing. It's crazy.
she gets
Crazy isn't
very affected by social media, like
okay
a
because she
normal
has mental
person.
health issues, right? So
Totally.
I think crazy is a 4-letter word and we shouldn't use it.
Okay.
Unless you're using it like, oh, I'm crazy for their music or I'm crazy about that designer or I'm crazy about no, seriously.
Okay. Okay.
I
Well,
think social media
I
can
take
be
it back.
tough.
I
Okay.
take it back. I just mean that she's been on up and down. And right now she's consistently like posting stuff, very happy with her friends, blah, blah, blah.
Well,
And
that's
this
good.
song is like very much a representation of like this new era of her. She's like dancing. Boop, beep, boop, bop, 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 bop.
Yeah.
I don't like the song, but I'm just happy for her.
That's like my generation's version of like, I'm free to do what I want any old time.
What is that?
I look up the song. It's such a great song.
Okay. I was listening
It's
to
just like whatever. It's like a single anthem, I'm not going to say I will survive as a single anthem because I've made it a decision
though.
many years ago that I would never karaoke that song, go crazy like women go like, woo.
I think that's the song J-Lo sang it, the Italian.
Of course she did.
Which
And
speaking
that
of
is
J-Lo, let's talk about J-Lo. Did
okay.
you see the anniversary post that she did for her and Ben on their 1-year wedding
Oh
anniversary?
yeah, something about the wedding.
Mommy.
I find her and that whole entire relationship so disingenuous that I
Well,
really avoid it because I hate when people try to sell me bullshit.
I know. I hear you. And it feels like I'm just over it too. I'm just like, whatever, guys, live your life. We don't need to do the whole Ben and J-Lo thing anymore. It was fun.
Right.
And then you got married and now it's not fun. Anyways, she posted on their anniversary saying 1 year ago today. And it's a photo of them. Like he's carrying her.
1 year
She's
ago
wearing the
today,
wedding.
embarcó, just like Harry Windsor.
Oh my gosh. Okay. But she wrote a poem, a beautiful, beautiful poem for Ben. Okay.
Oh God.
This is J-Lo. Dear Ben, sitting here alone, looking at my ring, feeling overwhelmed. It makes me want to sing. How did we end up here without a rewind? Oh my, this is my life. Scene. That's a poem that she wrote.
It's
She
like
posted.
secondhand shame again. Like she's, when we went to South Park Mall the other day, we came across like, I don't know if it was Lancome or whoever, and it was a big thing, a photo of Anna Armas. And I thought, if he sees that, he should have married that. That's who I should have married. I'm sure he's thinking that every time he sees her.
Looking at my ring, feeling overwhelmed. It makes me want to sing.
She's gonna make that a song. I
That's
mean,
incredible.
is it better than Ay Papi, whatever, or El Anillo Pa' Cuando?
I love you, papi. I love you, papi.
She is
No,
such
it's
a
terrible.
chonga.
Okay. Did you watch In Just Like That finale?
Yes, I did.
What did you think?
I really liked it. I mean, there are parts that are difficult for me. Again,
The sex. Oh my God,
old.
we started with so much sex and we're ending with
Yeah,
so
and
much
then
sex.
Anthony losing his
Butt
virginity or
virginity.
whatever. That was really hard, and I could see Ken just going into a corner, going like, I need to go and shooting, or I need to go and change tires and build something because it was a lot. But I liked the whole, towards the end, that whatever montage they did of everybody kind of living their lives, the music was so great. I love Nicole, whatever Parker her name is in real life, the
Lisa?
beautiful one.
Mhm.
Yeah, I love her. Have you seen her husband, Boris?
Well, mommy, you bring this up almost
I
every
know, but
podcast.
it's just that yesterday I went on a loop, looking at their stuff. Like when you just go down a rabbit
Oh,
hole
the
and then looked
sparrow.
at their wedding. They got married. He's German and they had a wedding and
Oh my
whatever.
God.
Anyway, the
Okay.
point
Okay.
is all of that on the show and her, in her new place and I don't know, I like, when you watch TV and you
It
have a
was
smile on your
good.
face.
Yes.
I
No,
liked it.
listen, I
I
have
liked it.
chills all over my body. I
Yeah.
loved it. It's not like a perfect show, but it's good. It's
It's
fun
not
to
right.
watch. And
And
it's
I'm
like,
glad that they're bringing it back.
me too.
Look, to
What did you
me,
think about the Samantha scene?
I think Samantha's probably regretting taking such a stance on this show because it's turned out to be something that we really like. I
Yeah.
think,
It's her
there's so much
ego.
about the show. Yeah, her ego. I thought it was good. It felt a little disjointed. It felt like they don't have the kind of chemistry that they used to have anymore. And also it was heavy. You know what I mean? In a way that it wasn't intended to be heavy, but it just seemed like there's not a cohesiveness there anymore.
I thought it
It
was
seemed
so strange because
yeah, it was strange.
the last time we had spoken about Samantha on the show, it was how she was not able to reach her.
Right. Right.
And then suddenly she calls her and it's just like, hey, how are you? Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
As if nothing. It
Yeah.
was so strange
Yeah, it was
for
strange.
that scene to be the scene with Samantha. If that's the only scene we're going to get, which who knows?
I don't know. That being said, I would love to see her back.
Sure, me too.
I would
I
love
think
to see her back.
everybody would like to see them all.
Yeah, not every show. I would like her to have I want her to live
Cameos.
across the pond, and then come and whatever. It was fine, it was fine. I the whole Aiden thing. I get it where he's coming from as a parent. I totally get it.
Yeah. She can't argue with that. She can't
No,
argue with the
she
kid
can't.
thing.
But the fact that he's expecting her to wait 5 years when she's like, I don't know
how
how
to wait 5 years in that way. She's
No,
gonna,
yeah,
have a fling here and there next season for sure.
right. But I liked it. I enjoyed it. I think I have and I really enjoy anything that's set in New York. Any show that's set in New York, which is why I think I am enjoying Real Housewives of New York so much as well. Like anything that has New York as the backdrop
You're
and
into.
just that whole thing, I really, really like it. So
Well, hold on. Let me finish my thought about Samantha. The whole thing about her being that scene being the only scene that we're gonna potentially see her in, I thought was so poorly written for Samantha. Like she deserved so much more. I was cringing the whole time. Everything she was saying, I was like,
and
she's speaking, the cadence is Samantha. She's throwing a curse word in
it was
there.
almost like a chat GBT version of Samantha. It wasn't
really
real.
was bad. It was bad. And I was like, that was such a disservice to that character, such a disservice to
You're right.
I don't know. It felt
You're right. And I also felt like it didn't go as smoothly as it could have, and they should have. If that's the only scene, they should have reshot it. Like when she said, put me on speaker," and then she said again, "Put me on speaker." Like, why? There was no need to repeat that. It was sloppy.
It was. I
was sloppy.
I didn't love it, but
yeah. I agree.
What I wanted to ask you, because I loved this. I'm gonna do this at a dinner party of what do you want to let go of? One single word.
I loved it. I loved
what
that
do you want to
too.
let go of?
One
single word.
Yeah. Think I've let go of things already, but it's so many. So I would say fear. No. I'm gonna vanity.
That's a great one.
Vanity is really what I want to let go of. I know that sounds stupid, but vanity keeps me from acting because I feel that people have an expectation for me to look a certain way at all times. And I don't. Sometimes I wake up in the morning and look in the mirror and I go, this can't be accurate. You know what I'm saying? Like it can't be. Not me, and it is accurate. And that's okay.
Oh.
Yeah. Because I'm more than that.
Yeah, man.
So
It's also exhausting.
it's
You
exhausting.
spend your energy doing that,
Yeah.
looking good, when it could be spent elsewhere.
Right. And I think that I would be more just relatable if I just, not every time, not whatever, but sometimes whatever, just this is it. I don't need to, I get a cameo request and I'm like, it takes me 3 days to do it because it's like, oh, I don't want to do it like how I look right now. And I
Mm.
don't even make such an effort. At the end, I don't ever even make that much of an effort, but it's like, I want instantly to say, it's okay. I'm okay.
Yeah.
I don't have a third arm growing out of my forehead. It's
Yeah.
okay. So yes, that's what I want to let go of.
That's a great one.
Yeah.
I think I want to let go of control.
Yeah. I did
Control.
that years ago.
Yeah.
Years ago. Yeah. Where you control is an illusion. You have
Yeah.
no real control. And so what a waste to try to hold on to something that is an illusion. It doesn't exist.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I think I have said this on the podcast, but there's like a video that I saw on Instagram one time of like how it looks when you're trying to control things, and it's a
Yeah.
guy mopping the ocean.
Right. Exactly. That's what it is. Yeah.
That's it.
You
It
think you,
always comes to mind because I'm like,
yeah.
it's just so silly. It's like
Mm-hmm.
it's inevitable. Things are gonna happen.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but that was good. I think I'm doing that at my next dinner party. I'm totally gonna
it's so
copy it.
good.
I really do like
And I
it.
like that it's one word. And then I love how Carrie was just like expectations, and here's why.
And this
I
is
was like, okay.
that was more than one word.
That's actually the funniest thing that Che Diaz has ever
Yeah,
said.
ever said. Ever
Because I
said.
laughed out loud. I was like, that's
Me
good.
too.
Because it
Me
was
too.
what we were all thinking. I was like, oh my God, fucking Carrie.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do Bravo bullshit. Did you watch OC?
I did watch OC. You know, I I can't deal with Heather Dubrow too much lately. She wants to create this illusion of a life and stuff, and she is really hung up on vanity. And I think that the reason it comes to mind is because I don't want to be that. I don't want, first of all, can't be that because I'm not fancy pants and don't have her lifestyle. But
And you don't like champagne.
No, and I just hate that nonsense, I really loved Jen in this episode, everything with her son.
Yeah.
I found her to be so authentic.
She's
and
so great. She's so great.
Oh my God. Yeah. I loved her. And I really love Emily too. I find them to have that there's more to them than the nonsense.
Yeah. This was an explosive episode.
Yeah. And I still feel badly for Shannon. I think that this show has taken her. I think these shows, that would be me today if I was on a show, probably not like that, but more or less.
I don't know about that.
No, I'm saying I would probably just kind of, instead of being outwardly, I would just kind of be very quiet and not do much, but it would affect me to the extent it's affecting her. She's not built for it anymore.
She's not. But it's complicated because I think the stuff with John is really tricky.
She loves him.
But I don't think that they're right for each other, regardless of whether or not she loves him. He doesn't love her the way that she loves him.
Doesn't.
That is for sure. Yeah. That's for sure. And the whole thing about him liking the limelight, and
I believe that.
I believe that too. The fact that when she stood up for that dinner party that that she worked so hard on,
yeah,
and she was giving a speech, and he did like, oh, you have something in your hair. That's embarrassing. That's such a rude thing to do to your partner that is like,
he wanted people to know, like, I'm here, I'm whatever.
He just wanted the attention back on him. I was like, ew, you're gross.
But yeah, I was disappointed in that whole thing. I've given him the benefit of the doubt. I think last episode we talked about it. I gave him the benefit of the doubt, but maybe it is true, all those things.
I mean, she said that his kid doesn't like her, that she doesn't know where if the money's going to run out. And
she said that his money would run out.
She doesn't know if the money is going to run out. Apparently he doesn't have any. So for her, I think it's like a lot of pressure for her to like, I don't know, keep them both afloat when they don't even live together. She
can't stay there. He doesn't stay with her.
And
I don't see how you have a relationship.
But also he wouldn't even try to stay there or have her come to. There's no effort that I think is happening. I think she's just so fearful of being alone.
Yeah, she is. No, but
that's really what it is.
But I also think she fell for him. Like she really fell for him. That's
He's Dirty
possible, you know?
John. He's Dirty John, literally. The guy who doesn't pay for anything, wants to be
I
in the
feel really
limelight.
badly for her. I
I do
really,
too.
yeah.
But
Yeah, I want
it's
good stuff for her.
it's really sad to see somebody like spiraling that way, that she's just like under his spell. And the fact that he doesn't want any of the information out there. Of course you don't, because you're a piece of shit. Like you
Yeah.
don't want everybody to know you're a terrible person.
I
So
think
he's
she
very
needs,
private. John is very private. No,
yeah,
he's not.
he's not. He's not. I think she needs a lot of therapy. I think that
Yeah.
her you know, divorce did a number on her. I don't think that she worked that out before she got into this relationship, and she confused whatever
Mm.
he gave her, whether he love bombed her, whether he showed her, you know, sometimes physical connection, or what she deems to be physical connection, is probably maybe run of the mill. That's maybe how he is with every woman, let's say sexually, but to her, it's the first time somebody has, I don't know, maybe showed something that David,
David
because
didn't.
David looked very
David didn't,
cold.
and David didn't want anything to do with Shannon.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with
I
Shannon.
don't think, I think the next person that's with Shannon, I know this is going to sound bad, so maybe I don't say it, but
Oh, say it.
I think they need to have a sense of humor.
Yeah. Are you
Right.
kidding?
But
They
I'm
do,
not
because
putting
she's
it, I'm not saying that
silly.
she's a joke. I'm
No, but
saying,
she's silly. She likes to have
yeah,
fun. She's really silly. And
yeah,
I think
yeah,
when she gets into her relationships, it's like admin and logistics. It's like
yeah.
it can be more fun. Like she
She's
should be
fun.
how
She can
she
be
is
fun.
with Tamra and Vicky with her partner. That's how it
Yes.
should
And
be.
they should be enjoying that aspect of
Yeah,
her.
and encouraging that
Yeah.
side.
Yeah.
Not the like blacking out drinking side, but
No.
she can be silly and fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
feel bad for her
that's how
too.
I felt about that. That's how I felt about that you know, episode in general. Um I saw a side of Jen that you had seen before and you liked her already.
Yeah,
This time I found her smart. I found the way that I found the whole thing heartwarming and all of it.
I think Jen leads with her heart. She's like emotionally
She
super,
does. Yeah.
super wise,
Yeah.
and she's very confused by people. Like, what was she saying about? Oh, Gina, how
Yeah.
Shannon was talking about CPS
Yeah.
for Gina and her kids,
Because
and she was truly taken aback. She was
yeah,
like,
she was taken aback.
"What are you
No, what do you
talking
mean
about?" Like,
CPS? And
and that's, by the way, it's a normal reaction.
it
It
is a
should
normal
be like, "Oh
reaction.
my God, do not talk about that. We are on camera. That could really ruin her life. Please
Yeah.
stop."
And the
Oh,
thing is
so
that
sad.
um Shannon, you know, in Shannon's defense, which you may think it's indefensible, but she was saying that stuff to show how she was good to her, and also
I
to
know.
take away attention from, she doesn't realize how much attention she's bringing to John by the way that she behaves.
Mhm.
She, I think 3 times, like if you watch the never before scene, like 3 or 4 times, she took off her mic and walked away, which by the way, that whole, you know, again,
Bravo,
going back
bravo,
to the
bravo.
false imprisonment claim of Bethany's with whatever, if there was false imprisonment, Shannon would never be able to just get off set as often as she does. So,
Mm.
you know, that's kind of bullshit, but whatever. But maybe no, or maybe it is in other shows. I don't know. And in that show, it doesn't happen. She definitely just leaves every time she wants. So I hope that she finds somebody. I don't think they're together now, but it looks like she's still trying
I
to
think she
be
is
with him.
true. I
She really
just
wants to.
I really want her to find somebody as well,
Yeah.
because anything else for Bravo? Like,
I
I don't,
mean,
what happened in New York? Oh, Bryn flirting with Aaron's husband
yeah,
during their
we
vow
did. But
renewal.
we did
So
talk about that,
wrong.
right? Didn't we talk about? Or, see, I'm
No,
confusing what we talked on the thing with what you, me, and Kathy talked about.
no, we didn't talk about it. I
Okay,
mentioned it because it was in the teaser, but we didn't talk about it.
I think it was super disrespectful,
It was so
really
inappropriate.
disrespectful. I like her part of the show. I really love. This is my favorite housewife show.
Me too, hands
By far
down.
my favorite. This is and this will tell you, you know, what Andy knows what he's doing. I think this is the future of housewives.
Oh, I hope
I
so. It
think the
should be.
hag exploitation is
Mm.
not working well anymore, and it's hurting some of the hags. You know, it's my favorite show that's airing right now. I have to
Mm.
say that to me, my favorite show has to be Miami. I feel like it's my alma mater, and I kind of root for them, and I want the show to do well always. So, but I really enjoy New York.
New York is so good.
Really
This is like
enjoy
the
New York.
level of women that we need on our TV screens because
Yes.
it's originally what it was.
Yeah.
And it's also the version of New York that, like, if you're normal, this is the New York that you know.
Right.
It's not
Nobody in New York has
older women.
right. And by the way, less plastic surgery. Nobody seems to have breast implants on there.
Mhm.
Everybody has their own unique style. Nobody's fighting over, like, I remember in
No
our
one's wearing
season,
Fendi,
people were
Fendi.
fighting over Hervé dresses. Like, how stupid. It's such a lack of style.
Yeah,
They each have their own style and embrace it fully.
I love it.
I love that. I love that. I really love New York. Like more like New York.
More like New York.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. That's all I have. Oh, remember when you said the 75th review and the 100th review is going to get a Skinny Latina products and beauty products? We have a 75th.
Oh, good. Okay.
The only thing is, like, I don't know how to find them. Like, if you are the person who wrote Candy for the Soul 5 stars on August 15, 2023, and your username is MJUH897, will you please DM me at Beba_Rod or at Mommy Issues the Pod?
Yeah.
Because
we need to find how they can prove that that's who they are.
Yeah, I'm sure it's like when you write a review, you get like a receipt.
Okay. So
email.
send us that so we can send you your prize.
Yeah, I will coordinate, but we got our 75th there.
Awesome.
Now there's still time, guys. If you want Skinny Latina products and beauty products, you still have time to be the 100th person to write a review. Okay.
That's correct.
Yes. Okay. Should we do a quiz or say it in Spanish?
Which one do you want? I'm going to give you a quiz because I'm going to do quizzes. I want to
educate me.
Yeah, I want to improve maybe instead of going into political stuff, which you don't like, maybe improve your vocabulary.
Okay. Like wordly wise.
Yeah, wordly wise. Arubescent.
We'll use it in a sentence.
The embarrassment made him. It's not erubescent, it's erubescent. Sorry. Oh. The embarrassment made him erubescent as he stumbled over his words.
Say it again.
Why did I say erubescent?
I don't know, but
sorry.
Seemed pretty dumb to me.
Yeah, it did. Erubescent.
Say if you say it one more time, I'm gonna freak out. Don't say it again.
It's just that English is my second language, you know. The embarrassment made him erubescent as he stumbled over his words.
The embarrassment made him erubescent. It made him red.
Yes.
Like me. I look erubescent right now.
Yeah.
Why do I look so red? For real. Like I have not been in the sun, not even for 1 second.
In Miami and had heat
exhaustion.
Heat, whatever.
Where are your words? You're stumbling over your words.
Come on, man. Yeah, so that's good.
What?
That's good. No, I'm impressed.
I'm actually impressed with myself too. Honestly, context clues are everything. Clues are everything. Okay, just one last thing before we go. I did take Lola to a climbing gym just now, like during her wake window. And I feel like I am not the kind of mom that climbs and like gets in tunnels and blah blah blah. I'm like literally standing there like against the wall, like hands crossed.
Man, I would have climbed with her for sure.
But everyone is like rolling on the floor, and then a little boy went up to Lola from the back and pushed her to the floor, and she started crying. And the woman was like, "I am so sorry." And I was like, honestly, she's so violent. I'm surprised she didn't do it to him first. So, and by the way, that's exactly how you should treat parents who hurt your kids. Because it's not they don't know
it's not their fault. You know what? That I have to say that when you guys were growing up, there's this thing that mothers of my generation would do, that you would tell them that their kid did something and they would go, "Not my child, not possible," or whatever.
Please.
If somebody came to me and told me something about you guys, or your daughter, whatever, I would tell them, "Oh God, what does she do now?"
Right.
You know, what did she do? I'm not saying that I would absolutely take their word for it, but I wasn't going to be that blind parent that it's like, it's
Yeah.
impossible. Gotti tended to be a little bit aggressive and
Oh,
violent
you see?
to defend you when she
Yeah.
was in school. So yeah,
As she should. Listen,
as she should.
violence is okay sometimes. And that's what we'll leave you with. Guys, rate, review, comment, subscribe, do all the things that you're supposed to do to make us successful. Okay. Follow us on Instagram at Mommy Issues the Pod, at Beba_Rod, at Anna Cooks QOOKS, at JLo, at
JLo.
I don't know. Just follow all the things. Bye. Love you.
Love you. Bye. Bye, everyone.